Welcome back, dear viewer. The West Virginia hills are full of all manner of ghosts and monsters. But today we are going to talk about probably one of my favorite West Virginia cryptids. Whether you know it as the Flatwoods monster, the Green Monster, or Braxy. Today we are going to talk about the creature that roams the hills of Braxton County, West Virginia. Our story begins on a typical summer evening in 1952 as a group of boys were playing football in the Flatwoods Elementary schoolyard. Now, Flatwoods was not an exceptionally large community. It was your typical rural West Virginia community nestled in the heart of Braxton County, West Virginia. What would happen next would change the lives of the witnesses and really the entire story of the community of Flatwoods forever. The boys would see a fireball streak across the sky before landing or crashing on a nearby hill. Two of the boys, the brothers Freddie and Eddie May, would run back home and tell their mother what they saw before grabbing a flashlight to go on and investigate. The group, which now consisted of 6 boys, the May brothers, their mother Kathleen May, and one of the boys' dogs, quickly traveled about a quarter mile to the top of the hill where they had last seen the fiery object. What they saw, shrouded in a mist, was a pulsating red object, and very quickly this mist began stinging and irritating their eyes and noses. They also noticed 2 smaller glowing objects in a nearby wooded area. Curious about what these were, one of the individuals shone a flashlight on it, and what they saw was these orbs were actually 2 glowing eyes. The eyes belonged to a 10-foot tall creature with a spade-shaped head and a large green metallic dress covering. The group and the creature both stood there for a moment, staring at each other, probably neither one able to believe what they were seeing. The group quickly descended the hill, fleeing away from the creature and making their way back into town, where Kathleen May would notify the local authorities of what the group had just seen. When the authorities went back to the location, they were unable to find anything, but reported that there was a strong, lingering, almost metallic odor. While this is probably the most well-reported sighting of the creature in Braxton County, there is another very interesting tale that soon surfaced shortly after the initial sighting of the Flatwoods monster. On September 13th of that same year, about 20 miles south in Strange Creek, West Virginia, there was supposedly another encounter with this weird, otherworldly creature. A young couple named the Snatowskis were traveling through the rural area between Braxton and Clay County with their 18-month-old son when their car suddenly died. The couple slowly pulled their car to the side of the road to try and figure out what had happened to their vehicle. When they came to a stop, they reported being able to smell a very foul, sulfuric, egg-like odor, and then they saw it. A sudden bright light pierced the darkness of this rural country back road, and the couple saw a 10-foot tall creature standing there in front of their vehicle. But unlike the previously seen creature, this creature was bony and scaly, almost lizard-like in its appearance, and was missing the iconic green dress and spade-shaped cowl that was originally associated with the creature in the first sighting. The creature approached the vehicle, almost studying the individuals within, and even swiped its hand over the hood of the car, almost like it was trying to figure out what this object was, before slowly making its way into the woods along the side of the road. When the creature had fully disappeared into the darkness, the couple were able to start up the car again with no further problems and really no worse for wear from the encounter with this weird otherworldly creature. But this encounter would surely stick with them for the rest of their lives. Today, the Flatwoods monster has become a bit of an international icon. This largely due to UFO magazines at the time thoroughly covering this story. Today, it's hard to think of cryptids without talking about the Flatwoods monster, as it has changed cryptozoology as a whole really forever. And if you are a fan of the Flatwoods monster, I would definitely recommend visiting Sutton and Flatwoods. Sutton being the home of the one and the only Flatwoods Monster Museum that has collected numerous pieces of art, costumes, and one-of-a-kind pieces of memorabilia dedicated to the Flatwoods monster. They also have a lot of great merchandise, clothing, posters, and books related to the beloved creature. Flatwoods, on the other hand, has The Spot, a roadside diner near the original location, or the spot where the Flatwoods monster was originally seen. There are even several giant Flatwoods monster chairs scattered throughout the county. If you're ever in the area, I would highly recommend visiting these locations and seeing the area where this creature was first seen. This creature that would undoubtedly change the history of cryptid hunting and monsters forever. It's a great location, and these communities would really love to have you visit. That's going to wrap up our story this time, dear viewer. I hope you learned something about the Flatwoods monster today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I hope to talk to you again very, very soon.